Scanline averaging, stochastic considerations, Part 1. Today we will talk about scanline averaging, very powerful techniques employed to cover shortcomings of gradient and gray level edge detection algorithms in the presence of noise. Extremely good looking, but technically inaccurate video of E-beam image acquisition. We will try to do our best to make it simple, not digging around with too much explanation about detection, beam resolution, and using most simplified approximation of E-beam scanning. E-beam travel over surface of interest sequentially for simplicity. Most beam matter interaction occurred at the edge location, red dots. Let's assume for simplicity that these red dots are position of maximum gradient or certain thresholding gray level. Thus, we could successfully detect edge location and interdistance. We will not speak about charging and various scan techniques for its suppression, line interlace, or frame noise compensation, using just first approximation of the process. Obviously, we have three situations with E-beam spacing: far apart, non-overlapping, and overlapping. For far apart case, information about edge stochastic is lost. Case of big pixel size, significantly higher than beam resolution, and even activated by primary beam SE interaction area. Averaging in this case has no physical background at all. For non-overlapping case, information about edge mainly preserved. Case of small PS, where pixel size is about resolution size. The catch is that two conjunctive scanlines are quite fully independent regarding possible signal location. And averaging with conjunctive scanlines or other techniques could impact signal placement and detection. And finally, for overlapping case with extremely small pixel size, assuming 30% acclaimed resolution, averaging has strong physical background. But solution for noise suppression has no to little relation to the physical constraints, so various averaging techniques were used to suppress noise and kill stochastic information in the process. We will present various techniques used by CSIM OEM manufacturers. I think slides are quite explicit. My favorite techniques is division of area to sub-areas, could be even overlapped ones, with averaging of scanlines per each sub-area. User could define amount of average scanlines and amount of sub-areas and measurement parameters. Some scanlines could be averaged more than twice. Quite effective, but we understand that in any case with non-overlapped or even overlap pixel setup, this techniques will lose some or all stochastic information as a result of sub-areas and skin definition. Sliding window approach. The worst one. Just one parameter for window size, which is for small values quite ineffective, and for big values losing all required information about stochastics. And the last, if you measure and it looks like you're off expected CD or variation, just interpolate low confidence results. No need to mention what happened with stochastics in this case. All presented techniques have one common denominator: no information about spatial position of average scanlines and relation to expected primary beam resolution are present in calculations. We will talk about LVES approach in our next presentation. Thank you for attention.